Om Namah Shivaya, children. Good morning. How are you all? Fine? Okay. Children, last week we learned the highest common factor, that is HCF, and their properties of HCF and finding the HCF. In finding the HCF, we learned two methods, that was listing the factors and prime factorization method. So, uh, was it clear for you? Okay. Everybody has done the homework? Hope everybody have done. So let us start the last method, that is a division method. Children, if you have any doubt, you can call me. Okay, clear your doubts because it is little difficult but understood. Okay, so let us start our last method, that is division method. So let us take one example for doing the division method. So find the HCF of 35 and 49. In that, we have to find the HCF of 35 and 49. We have to find the HCF of 35 and 49. So we have to do the division method. For that, we have to divide this two number. Dividing, we have to divide the bigger number by the smaller number. This is the bigger number. So we have to divide 49 by the smaller number 35. So let us start dividing. Okay, 49 divide by 35. Okay, so here 35 is the divisor and 49 is the dividend. Here 35 is the divisor and 49 is the dividend. So how you divide 35? How many times? 49 we have to find out. So it won't go. So 35 1 times 35, right here 35. Then subtract. When you subtract it, you get 9 minus 5 is 4 and 4 minus 3 is 1. Then now you got the remainder 14. When you get the remainder 49, you have to take this remainder as divisor and this 35 becomes the dividend. 35 becomes the dividend. Understood, no? When you get the remainder, this 14 becomes the divisor and 35, this the the divisor at the beginning, or at the beginning the divisor will become the dividend here. Okay, now again we have to divide. We have to divide until you get the remainder 0. Till that you have to repeat this same process. What repetition? The remainder will become the divisor and the previous divisor becomes the dividend. Okay, so now we have to divide 14. How many times 35? 14 uh, 1 times 14. 14 2 times is 28. 14 2 times is 28. Now you have to subtract 14 2 times 28 you get. Now 5 minus 8 is 5 will not go. You have to carry 1 from here. Okay, you get 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. Now you get the remainder 7. What you have to do next? As I told you, when you get the remainder, this remainder 7 will becomes the divisor and the previous divisor become the dividend. Previous dividend is the 14. So this 14 will become the dividend here. So we write 14 here. I told you at the beginning itself, till you get the remainder, you have to follow the rule. Follow this same rule till you get the remainder 0. So now how many times 14? 7. 2 times is 14. So we will get 0 now remainder. Now you got the remainder 0. So here the divisor is 7. Divisor. So you got the last divisor. Last divisor is 7. So this 7 is the HCF of 35 and 49. this 7 itself, which is the last divisor of this problem, will become the HCF. Is the HCF means highest common factor of 35 and 49. What you got the answer? HCF of 35 and 49 is 7. Okay, is equal to 7. HCF of 35 and 49 is 7. Now, before we have learned the HCF of two numbers, now we have to find out the HCF of three numbers. So let us find the HCF of 90, 108, 432. These are the three numbers. We have to find the HCF of these three numbers by division method. Okay. For that, first what we have to do is take two numbers. The smaller two numbers is 90 and 108. 90 and 108. So first find the HCF of 90 and 108. Same which I taught you in the beginning of division method. So we have to divide these two. So which will become the dividend? The dividend is the greater number or bigger number. So we have to divide the bigger number by the smaller number. So we'll take 108 as the dividend and 90 as the divisor. So we have to divide 108 by 90. Clear? So how many times goes in 90? 108 1 times. You have to take 90 1 times 90. 90. Okay, now subtract. When you subtract, you get 8. When you subtract 0 from 8, you get 8. When you subtract 9 from 10, you have to carry 1 from this hundreds place. Then you get here 10. Now subtract 9 from 10, you get 1. Okay, so you got 18 as remainder. Now 18 as remainder, this remainder will becomes the divisor. This 18 will becomes the divisor, and 90, which was the previous divisor, that divisor will become the dividend. That divisor will become the dividend and remainder will become the divisor. So we have to divide now again till you get 0 as remainder. So 18, how many times 90? 18 is 5 times 90. 18 into 5 is 90. Now you subtract, you get 0 as remainder. So the HCF of 90 and 108 is the 18, which is the last divisor. We get 18 as the last divisor. So 18 is the HCF of 90 and 108. 90 and 108 got the HCF 18. Now what you have to do? You have to find out this. You have to take this number 432. This is the last number. So what you have to do? You have to take this number or divide 432 by this HCF. So let us divide 18. Take 18 as the divisor and 432 as the dividend. Clear? 18 as the divisor, which is the HCF of those two numbers. So now we have to divide 432 by 18. So let us see. 43. How many times 18 gets 43? 18 2 times is 36. Now subtract 43 minus 36. You have to carry 1 from 4. You get 13 here. 13 minus 6 is 7. And now bring this 2 down. You get 72. Now how many times 72 in 18's table? 18 into 4 is 72. 18 4 times 72. Now when you subtract, you get the remainder 0. Okay. Now you got the remainder 0. So now this 18 was the divisor. It was the last divisor, or 18 when you divide 432 by 18, you get 0 as the remainder. So the HCF of 18 and 432 is 18. So at last the HCF of 90, 108 and 432 is 18. Clear? Next is find the HCF using the prime factorization method. Then after doing the prime factorization method, then we have to check the answer again by the division method. ആദ്യം പ്രൈം ഫാക്ടറൈസേഷൻ മെത്തേഡ് ചെയ്യുക, ഇതിൽ കിട്ടിയ ആൻസറിന് പിന്നെ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യുക. എങ്ങനെ? ഡിവിഷൻ മെത്തേഡിൽ ചെക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് രണ്ടിൻ്റെയും രണ്ട് മെത്തേഡിലും HCF സെയിം ആണോ അല്ലയോ നോക്കണം. ഓക്കെ, ഫോർ ദാറ്റ് വിൽ ടേക്ക് വൺ എക്സാമ്പിൾ. ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ എടുക്കാം. Example of 35 and find the HCF of 35 and 95 and 95. ഇത് രണ്ടിൻ്റെയും HCF കണ്ടുപിടിക്കണം. അപ്പോൾ let us first do the prime factorization method. Okay, for that we have to do 35. First 35. Okay, prime factorization method. In this, the common factor of this is, the prime common factor is 5. 5, how many times? 5, 7 times 35. After this, no more factors. So next 95. Find out the prime factorization of 95. So let us do this with 5. Okay, 5, 1 times 5, 5, 9 times 45, because 4 comes here. So 5, 9 times 45. So we'll write here the factors. 35 is equal to 7 into 5. We write this way. Okay, so 95 is equal to 19 into 5. So what is the common factor? 5, and 5 is the highest common factor of HCF and 95. So the highest HCF of 35 and 95 is 5. So HCF is equal to 5. HCF is equal to 5. You get 5. Now let us find out with prime factorization number. Okay, we'll do here. So we'll take what you have to do with division method. You have to check with division method. For that division method, first you have to divide the greater number by the smaller number. So 95 is the greater number. Divide this by a smaller number, that is 35. Let us find out 35. How many times 95? 75. 2 times 70. 70. Subtract this. You get 25. 9 minus 7 is 2. 5 minus 0 is 5. You get 25. Now again you have to divide. How? 25 becomes now it is remainder. So 25 becomes the divisor and 35 becomes the dividend. So write here 35. Now how many times 35? It won't go. You have to write 25 1 times 25. 25 1 times 25. Now subtract. You get 5 minus 5 is 0. 3 minus 2 is 1. 10. Now again this remainder 10 becomes the divisor and the previous divisor becomes the dividend, 25. Write as 25 as dividend. Now again we have to divide. 10 how many times 25? 10 2 times 20. When you subtract, you get 5 minus 0 is 5. 2 minus 2 is 0. So you get 5 as the remainder. Now that remainder becomes the divisor and previous divisor becomes the dividend. So write here 10. we have to divide till you get 0 as a remainder. Now 5, how many times 10? 5, 2 times 10. Yes. Now you got 0 as the remainder. So what is the HCF here? 5, because 5 is the last divisor. 5 is the last divisor. So this 5 will be the HCF of 35 and 95. HCF is equal to 5. So see here, your answer is equal with prime factorization method and with division method. So answer same. Let us do one word problem related to this. The question is, find the greatest number that divides 51 and 85 exactly without leaving a remainder. That means you have to find the HCF of two numbers, that is 51 and 85. That will divide the numbers exactly without leaving a remainder. So let us do the prime factorization method to find the HCF of 51 and 85. 51 and 85. So 51. Let us do 51. Prime factorization method. 51 we have to divide by 3. 3 is the prime factor of 51. So 3, 1 times 3, 3, 7 times 21. Now this is the prime number. Next we have to find 85. 85. The prime factor of 85 is 5. So 5, 1 times 5, 5, 7, 5, 7 times 35. 5, 7 times 35. So write the factors. 51 is equal to 3 into 17 and 85 is equal to 5 into 17. So 17 is the HCF of 51 and HCF of 51 and 85 is 17. HCF of 51 and 85 is 17. So this is the highest number. This is the highest number that divides 51 and 85 exactly. Divides 51 and 85 exactly. Next question is, find the largest number that divides, find the largest number that divides 231 and 156, leaving a remainder of 6 in each case. So the previous question is when the number is divided exactly. In this case, it leaving a remainder. When you divide with this, with the largest number, you get remainder 6 in both the cases. When you divide by a largest number, for both the numbers, you get the remainder in 6. So you have to find out that largest number. Okay. So the solution is, as the number divides 231 and 156, leaving a remainder 6. Therefore, it will not divide properly. It will get the remainder 6. So therefore, it must divide 231 minus 6 is equal to 225, and 156 minus 6 is equal to 150. So the largest number will divide 225 and 150 exactly. But when you divide with this, you get the remainder 6. So when you subtract 6 by this number, so you get 225 and 150. So we have to find the HCF of these number, 225 and 150. So by the division method, we have to find the HCF of these numbers. So 225 divided by 150. 150, okay. When you divide, you have to find, okay. This is the divisor. 150 1 times 150, subtract 5 minus 0 is 5. 2 will not subtract, you have to carry 12 minus 5 is 7. You get 75. Now again you have to divide by 75 as the divisor and 150 take this as the dividend. So 75 2 times 150. When you subtract, you get 0 as the remainder. So HCF of HCF of 150 and 225 is 75. HCF is equal to 75. HCF of 150 and 225. ഇത് രണ്ടിൻ്റെ HCF 75 ആണ്. Okay. So what will be the largest number which divides the 231 and the same number 75 will divide 231 and 156 by leaving a 75 is the largest number. 75 is the largest number that divides 231 and 156, leaving a remainder 6, remainder of 6. Understood? So in the next class we will learn the LCM. Okay, thank you.